This video examines the Supreme Court case of People v. E&D Parts Supply, Inc. and Margaret Lui, decided in 2024. The case focuses on the intersections of tax law and criminal procedure, specifically regarding civil liability following a tax acquittal. Section 1 covers the factual background, the tax audit process, and the criminal information filed against the accused parties. In 2006, the Bureau of Internal Revenue audited E&D Parts Supply, issuing assessments for income tax and VAT. Due to alleged non-payment and failure to protest, the DOJ filed criminal cases before the Court of Tax Appeals, charging willful failure to pay taxes. During trial, the criminal case against the late Cipriano UI was dismissed. Margaret Lui and the corporation then filed a demurrer to evidence, challenging the prosecution on grounds including lack of proof against the officer, an invalid letter of authority, and unauthorized service of notices. Section 2 reviews the judicial rulings handed down by the Court of Tax Appeals Division and the CTA en banc. The CTA Division granted the demurrer, acquitting Margaret Lui and dismissing the civil claims, reasoning that acquittal erased the basis for civil liability. The CTA en banc affirmed this, holding that the acquittal removed the element of willfulness required under Section 255 of the Tax Code. The lower courts operated on the assumption that civil tax liability arises solely from the crime itself. Consequently, they ruled that without a criminal finding, the civil debt vanished. This prompted the Solicitor General to petition the Supreme Court on the question of civil tax survival. Section 3 details the Supreme Court's legal doctrines and the final disposition of this case. The Supreme Court clarified that taxes arise from statute, not from crime. Therefore, an acquittal in a criminal tax case does not automatically extinguish civil liability. Criminal prosecution is for punishment, while civil collection is for securing public revenue. They remain independent remedies. However, the court also held that an audit conducted without a valid letter of authority is void ab initio, or void from the beginning. In this specific case, while civil liability can survive acquittal, the assessment against E&D was found to be null, resulting in no liability. To summarize the distinction, criminal tax action focuses on penalizing offenders based on the commission of a crime, whereas civil tax collection focuses on collecting revenue based on statutory mandate. Thank you for your attention to this review of the People v. E&D Parts Supply case. This final slide lists the sources for the images used throughout this video.